The New Zealand police set up women to be assaulted by the Rainbow Mob and then lied about it. That's the topic of today's video. On the 25th of March, the New Zealand police decided that the safety of women was less important than the rights of a Rainbow Mob to intimidate and insult these women. What's worse is they actively set these women up to be intimidated and assaulted. Police were involved in setting them up. The Minister of Police claimed after the mob attack that police stepped in when it was required. Makes the police untrustworthy and liars, in my opinion. So let's look at these claims. Now, you should know that a few days after the Posey Parker rally, Let Women Speak, I made a complaint to the Independent Police Conduct Authority. That was over 6 weeks ago, and I have yet to be contacted apart from an email saying that they needed more time. I also contributed to the Let Women Speak New Zealand police complaint, outlining the assault on me and others that I witnessed. Again, I have not been contacted. What could be taking so long? Well, here's the reasons they are stalling and staying quiet. We know from the health and safety person for the event, Linda, that the police had assured the organisers that the police would be there and visible. Yet on the day, there were no police visible at all. Now, I was at the event. I went there to listen to New Zealand Women speak about issues they had. I never got to hear them speak, but there was also no police. So to say there were police visible is a lie. There were no police when the barriers set up to separate the women who wanted to speak from the protesters, the Rainbow community, were pushed over by the protesters. There were no police when the protesters became a mob and attacked a woman and broke her jaw. There were no police when the mob pushed the remaining women out of the area or forced them onto the rotunda. There were no police when it became obvious the mob was looking for actual blood. There were no police when the health and safety person was thrown around the rotunda. There were no police when those stopping the mob from getting their hands on Posey were manhandled or assaulted by the mob. There were no police when Posey's security team realized Posey was not going to get out and made a dash for it. It was only after her security team and the remaining people standing between the mob and Posey got her away from the rotunda that police actually showed up. Here's where it gets really interesting. The new Minister of Police, Jenny Anderson, said that undercover police were in the crowd assessing the situation and only intervened when it became necessary. So why didn't these undercover police get involved, given I personally witnessed 4 people assaulted, all older New Zealanders who were doing the police's job for them? I think there are 4 reasons at play. The first, the police saw what happened in Melbourne and decided to be as hands-off as possible for fear of being accused of over-policing. In other words, try not to get involved, okay? Let's not get involved. That was number 1 reason, I think. Number 2, politicians and the media lied about who Posey Parker was and why she was here. The police obviously bought the media lies hook, line, and sinker. 3, on the 18th of April, and less than a month after the Posey Parker Rainbow Mob attack, the police launched its first ever online Rainbow community inclusion training. In quotes, as we continue our journey to better serve diverse communities. They decided to put the safety of the Rainbow community above women's. It's obvious. The police are putting one group's welfare above all others. The fact that they stood by while men assaulted women, misogyny comes to mind. However, the police would be far more interested in my misuse of pronouns than women being assaulted by men. But let's be perfectly clear. All the assaults I saw were by men or men dressed as women on actual women. Men attacking women. Okay. Perhaps someone should ask the police what a woman is, given the importance when looking for a missing person, for instance, or in finding a perpetrator of a crime. You would think accuracy would be important in policing, but I don't believe it is anymore. Well, just look at the Rainbow Mob. The police, well, just like the Rainbow Mob, the police can have New Zealand women openly questioning, can't have women openly questioning their gender ideology. Police are now using this to decide who is and who isn't worth helping. Women no longer figure. They're no longer important. 4, and the big one, leadership in the government and police made a conscious decision to not do their job. They wanted Posie Parker gone from the country, so a few women being assaulted is a price they were prepared to pay. We know that despite the court decision to allow Posie into the country, police stopped her at the border and questioned her for 2 hours. That is in direct conflict with the court decision to allow her here. Are police now above the law? What the fuck? We know that police liaison person, Sergeant Sean Richardson, personally witnessed the assaults. When asked for help, told Linda, "We're not here to protect you. That's not our job." Please let me repeat this for you. He told the health and safety person from New Zealand, the woman who had brought Posie over, the health and safety person, Linda, told her, "We're not here to protect you. That's not our job." What the fuck? We also know that the security team called for police help, but were also ignored by the police. I heard this call. So I'm left with the distinct impression the police were not only incapable, but actively putting women in danger, watching as they were assaulted and then lied about what happened afterwards. It's also worth noting that when police received my complaint, they immediately started looking into me. They looked at my online activity straight away. So I've asked them if they have looked at my police records or made any other inquiries about me. Again, I don't expect any answer because the police are obviously now utterly corrupt. The police did, however, urge the Rainbow community to report threats of violence in the wake of the Posie Parker visit. What's the bet that they would look into these complaints straight away? I might ask them that question. This is why I personally don't trust the police anymore. Anything they say about what they did and didn't do. They didn't care about women's safety, that's for certain. It's also clear that the media and politicians also played a big part in this same shameless episode in our history. I will talk more about the what do you call it? Is it collusion? It probably is. I'll talk more about the collusion between the politicians, media, police, the Rainbow community and their individuals in more depth in coming videos. But I thought I should at least let you know just how corrupt the New Zealand police are and just how much they hate women. Let's be honest. More to come.